Hi, in this lecture I'm going to show you how we can change the colour of Excel comments. Now the default colour for an Excel comment is ivory, which is basically a light type yellow colour. Now to change the colour of an Excel comment, what we do is we select the outer border of the comment, we then right click and go to Format Comment. We then go to this tab here, Colours and Lines. And you can see we've got a fill section here and color. And from here we can select any color we want. Now, as a general rule of thumb, when you're doing Excel comments, you want to make it as readable as possible against the font color and the font type. Now, I recommend you basically stick to the black color for a font, and then whatever color you have can go hand in hand with matching that font and the color type of that font. So basically in our color palette, I recommend going for any of these type of colors along here. The higher up you go, the more sharper these colors get, which can be a bit tiresome on your eyes. So for example, I'm just going to change our comment here to light green. Once we've selected our fill, we then press OK. And there we go, our color's changed. Now, to give you an example of a sharper colour and why it's not brilliant, I'm going to change the colour again, but go to bright green. There. Now, as you can see, initially this looks fine with just one comment, but it is very bright. Now, if you had one spreadsheet with, say, 10 to 15 comments of all this colour, it would very quickly get very frustrating to read. So I don't recommend you use sharper colours when you're changing the colour of an Excel comment. So I'm just going to go back and put that back to light green. Now, another thing you can do with Excel comments is you can add gradients, textures, and even pictures. So to do that, if we right click again, go Format Comment, if you click here and go to Fill Effects, you can see you can upload a picture and have that. You can add a pattern. Now, I generally don't recommend patterns or pictures for that matter, or even textures, just because they can tend to distract the reader and make the text of the comment difficult to read. With textures, again, you can add a texture, but I think this would probably make the comment very hard to decipher, especially if you got a lot of them. Now, gradients, you could add a gradient, but what I would suggest is go easy on it and make sure you take into consideration the end user. So just to give you an example of a gradient, for example, if we were doing a traffic light type system and we wanted to highlight green, amber, then red, what you could do is have a combination of, say, green and our ivory color here, and then you could have a semi-gradient, and then what you could do is you could flip it round, so you can have ivory there and then you can have a green bit there, or again like they had it, you could have green at the top and then it's going down to ivory. So if I pressed OK and then OK again, you can see our gradient effect looks like that. Now, how to use colours when it comes to comments? Well, bringing it back again to the traffic light example, if you wanted to visually indicate, just apart from the text, that a cell hasn't done so well, for example, in terms of sales, we've got Karen here, who only got 10, then what you could do is change these colours, where the news isn't so positive, to a more reddish type colour. So for example, if I went to this one and pressed OK, there, and then you've got that, and if I reset this back to green, so you could have comments like this, for example. So that way, automatically when the user opens the sheet and selects show all comments, they can, if they want to go to all the greens, they can do it visually. So if they want to go to all the positive performances, they can look at the color of the comments and then just goes and read those results only. Similarly, if they wanted to see the news which is not so great, in other words, poor performance, they could go to comments which are more reddish in colour. Okay, so that concludes this lecture. We have covered how to change the colour of Microsoft Excel comments, and we have also seen how we can add different types of gradients. In terms of changing different colours, we have also covered briefly how you could change the colour to reflect the actual figure of the cell, in other words, the performance. And the most common way people do this is using the traffic light system, where you would highlight good results with a green type colour and not so good results with a red type colour. Thank you for listening and watching.